Hi, this is Jackie Gutnecht, and I am just jumping on today because I've had some situations where people have been talking to me about some health issues that they've been having, and it's always when I'm in a spiritual discussion and health concerns come up. So I kind of wanted to address a couple things that have been coming across my path and how I've healed myself through my spiritual practice and what happened for me. So I just want to say in a disclaimer, I'm going to read that the contents of this video are for informational purposes only and not suitable for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you have regarding your medical condition and before undertaking any dietary supplement, exercises, or other health program. Jackie Gutnecht or the Light Embrace is not responsible for any adverse effects resulting from the use of the reliance of any information contained in this video. So that's my legal disclaimer. I think what's coming up for me is I've really been reluctant to share my healing in the spiritual community because we are so attached to Western society and our medical care system. I've as just with everyone else, I've been through this process. My dad had cancer, and we went through a year and a half of radiation, and what's chemo and how that affected him, and everyone has a different way of how they heal. So it just depends on your belief and what is best for your body. What was best for me in my healing of my body was my spiritual practice. You may have seen in previous videos or on my website, I talk about my awakening. And my awakening, I started when I woke. It was right when my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and I just surrendered to God and said, like, help me through this, because if I don't, my thyroid condition's going to kick in at 100%, and I'm going to end up in a bed beside him. So that physical health crisis opened me up spiritually because I had done everything I could at that point physically. I exhausted the healthcare system, and I had done everything to my diet. I had read all these books, and I still wasn't healed. And I had a belief that I could heal my body. Now, having said that, please don't think that I'm saying that there's anything wrong with doctors. This isn't a discussion about doctors. This is about how can we listen to our own intuition and follow our own guidance, whether that is strictly Western medicine. If that works for you, great. If you combine it with Chinese medicine or physical exercise or not physical exercise, or however it works for you is how it's supposed to manifest for you. And sometimes you need to try stuff, and if it doesn't work, then you need to move on. So this isn't a slight on the medical system at all. I just feel that there is a complete healing way of looking at ourselves, and that's emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So, and I just want to give you a couple of examples. Actually, I was having a discussion with someone that I know, and we were talking about how this one person has sleep apnea. Not OCD, OCD, uh, something to do with the lungs. Anyway, difficulty breathing. This person is almost an elite athlete, works out religiously, has lungs of a 20-year-old, really, but at the same time is having difficulty sleeping and sleep apnea and probably waking up in the middle of the night. So that person may not be living a totally balanced life. And what's happening is, in my belief, is that the lungs are a place where is near our heart chakra. And call it whatever you want. It's near the heart. This is where our heartache is. This is where heartbreak is. This is where the area that manifests to heart attack, lung problems, and you know, extends to your shoulders and through your arms, sometimes neck problems. So neck is more thyroid as well, but it's all interconnected, right? So anyway, I was also having a discussion with someone that was talking about breast cancer. And I don't even like using the word cancer because as an energy worker, I feel like it's just stuck energy. And what was happening for me in the last couple days is I could feel my breasts were, and not to not to deter any of the men, but this was during my menstruation cycle, and my breasts were quite tender. And I had been going through some deep fear around something else that was happening in my life. And after I'd gone through that fear, I started having all this pain in my chest. And literally, what I started doing was having just feeling those particular areas that were in pain, and I was literally massaging that area where the pain was because I could feel I was like in pain. I was hunched over, my things were closed, and I was like kind of stretching it out, and I could feel like my body. I could feel it wasn't quite right. So I was touching those areas in my breast that were holding this energy from the fear that I had been releasing. So I'm just connecting the mental, the physical, and the emotional parts of ourselves and how to kind of move through that fear, release it, and how it affects our body. So I was having fears about moving into this particular thing in my life. And it was a huge fear. It was just like debilitating. It was so debilitating. I had a freak out about it. So through that process, it opened up my heart, and I let go of that fear, even though I expressed it. And then I was in pain, and then I started my period. So what I find for my body is that the PMS symptoms are a huge chance for us women to release those old hurts, those old fears, old programming, old beliefs, all that old stuff. And that's when you start moving into, I'm 53 this month, and I'm moving into the wise woman, where I'm moving into power and moving into my center, and I'm really letting go of all those fears that I've had throughout my whole, teenage years and throughout my life. And I'm moving into a different phase of my life. So, oh, Shirley, my dog, sorry, just knocked us over. So how that's manifesting physically was that pain in my breasts. And when I moved that pain or the discomfort, that energy, that stuck energy in my chest, I was able to actually release that fear. And then I'm in meditation this morning and I'm having these shifts. So what I want to say is that with energy work, I don't even like using the word cancer because I feel like it's a scary word. And as a society, we've kind of blown it up to this word that is like, you kind of got to go at it with fear because it's a fear-based thing. And I feel like with my breasts, my aunts have had breast cancer. My mom, not so much in my family, but my extended family. And I really released the belief that because they had cancer, I was going to get it. Because that's not necessarily true in my belief. And I keep saying my belief because if you believe that, then it's going to manifest for you because that's how energy works. So I really had to let go of that belief and really look at that heart healing energy that happens, that I'm going through, is clearing my heart. And I actually used to have sleep apnea, and I would get it when I gained weight, and I don't have it. Actually, I even had difficulty breathing. I realized that I really had to, I'd take yoga to try and concentrate on my breathing, and my breathing has really improved since I have worked through my fears and my heart. So, any thoughts that I had about getting cancer and letting that go, and just kind of, it's almost like attaching to my own truth and able to let all that fear and the society fear and let all that go. Even when I'm moving into new parts of my life that are scary, I can really look at that fear and be guided through my higher wisdom and the higher wisdom of all those beings that are out there helping us, whether it's, animals, horses, dogs, whether it's Mother Earth, whether it's our ascended masters, our angels, our guides, our spirit guides, God, source, anything that is an unconditional loving being that's able to help us. We want to rely on that we want to rely on that and turn to them in trust for healing our bodies, because it's the saying, as above so below. So when you're connected to source and God and your spiritual practice, that is where you get the support, and your higher self. That's where you get the support in healing your body. So as long as it's taken you to get to a certain injury or illness that you have, it's going to take that much time to heal that. So it's a process. It takes time. So what I can tell you is that those thyroid conditions that I had, in my early 40s, I no longer have in my 50s, and I'm going through menopause right now. So I would have thought that going through menopause, I would be having way more physical reactions or physical ailments or whatever. But what's happening for me is I've gained more energy because I'm releasing all this stuff. I've gone through the dark night of the soul. I'm letting go of all this stuff that is allowing me to live my authentic life. So it's coming full circle. And I just want to say to those people that are having difficulty with their illness or with an illness, and they're in a place of fear, that there is a way out if you want to look at your body holistically. And what's worked for me may not necessarily work for you, but letting go of the beliefs and strategies that aren't working for you are going to be really important towards your healing. And I'm just an example to show you that it can happen. And I know people that have had cancer and have healed their own cancer because they have done their own healing. And if Western medicine can't heal cancer, then it's not a foolproof system. Then there's got to be something that we're doing to ourselves that we can improve to heal our bodies, especially if you have the belief that you can heal your body. So I hope this has helped some people with their any ailments or physical illness or disease that they may be feeling. And feel free to PM me or send me a note. And if you need any questions answered, or if you need to talk it out, or if you are unsure how to proceed, actually we're doing a workshop on July 28th for the Ascended Masters, and it's working with the Epona horse herd, and that is actually a really good spiritual opening to work with the Ascended Masters with whatever is highlighted in your life at that moment. So if you're removing obstacles, Ganesh will come to you. If you're, say, having money issues, Lakshmi could come to you. So it's so all-encompassing, and their wisdom is there to guide us and teach us and to bring us to our healing within ourselves. Okay, I just was moving through something there, so thank you. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. I hope this has reached those people that my heart opened up. Oh, I hope this reaches those people that it needs to reach. God bless you and thank you for your time.